years later. Okay. All right. It's a quiet night, maybe. Yeah. I want to say the Middle East has heated up, but I don't think there's anything on the headlines. Yeah, Europe's what do you call it? Their economy doesn't seem like it's all that great. Yeah, it's hard to it's hard to say where things are heading. Still is a possible. I know people don't want to hear this, but like a war energy as a possibility. At least the domino, at least the Middle East can, stir up something, and then that can make Russia worse. That we'll have to see how it goes. It's hard to say. Then the tariff thing is hitting on Wednesday, and that can cause, that can start some fires too. So we'll have to see where things are heading. So, yeah. So other than that, business as usual. So yeah, this came to mind, which came out of nowhere. I can't read anything anymore. Spiritual gambling, betting in the astral plane, an astral. The gambling part, because life's a gamble. I would think we're the ones doing the gambling. By being here, I would say you take a gamble of living a mundane life, or take a gamble and open up your spirituality and go through that hellscape. I don't know, the mundane life seems like that's the better one. Of course, it's forgettable, and you can brag to everyone, oh, I'm in this, I went to this place, and I have this relationship, and yada yada yada. We ate Taco Bell. But at the end of the day, who gives a damn? 1,000 years ago, from now, it's like nobody fucking cares. But on a spiritual level, yeah, you're breaking out of the joint. You're graduating, while others keep. You're skipping town. Well, but also you've earned it at the same level. I wouldn't call it a gamble. It might feel like it's gambling. So, it's taking risks, things like that here and there. Taking the spiritual risk if you feel the bush. It's not as good. The grass is definitely not greener. Obviously, it's harder in a lot of ways. Of course, if you're here to awaken others, yeah, someone hits you with a hammer. This is fun. But yeah, so don't think what owners spiritual, wherever you are, whatever level it is, it still has worth. It's still worth its while, even if it's not as exciting as you'd like it to be. Yeah, here to help the mundane planet. If it gets you through life, that's good. If it makes it worse, well, sleep more, rest more. I don't know. Get therapy. That's what I'm here for. And betting in Astral, so there are beings that do bet on us, that we're going to lose, that we fail. It's like a storybook. So, you don't have to think too deeply into it. But it does exist on some level. Let your imagination go with that one. Yeah, we can tap into some of that. Yeah, tap into the astral realms, even on the gambling. I would think it's more risk taking than it is gambling, but I guess it's not exactly gambling with your life, not really. But you are kind of, there is a gameplay going on. you can see that with the political stuff. It's like, oh, whatever, man. Just, God help us make it all stop. It's like our reality is, I don't know, it's like something like seen on PBS. It's a PBS episode. It's just, it's not on the major networks now. They might think it is, but it's more on the, yeah, it's like on the, the boring channel. It's almost like the home. It's not even on the home and garden channel. If that was the case, we'd have a different life. That's for sure. This is more like PBS after midnight. What is screwed up Earth doing today? Even they have YouTubers doing their documentaries of how messed up this place is. Yeah, let's go to the what is it? Tartaria. Let's go to our Tartaria. That looks a lot more interesting in this place. That looks like a lot more is happening there. You build those weird buildings and sound buildings and weapon buildings or whatever they're doing over there. That sounds a lot more exciting than living in a world there's McDonald's. So. Yeah, life of the mundane. Obviously spiritual development to just, open up more of your sensitive abilities. At some point, telekinesis at some point. There's probably different forms of it. You can tap into it. Also time travel to some level, slowing down, speeding up. We probably stop time and don't even realize it. There's probably a lot of stuff we just don't realize. We're just here to get through all of this, the thickness, the denseness of society's worries and anxieties and not trusting themselves, living the mundane. They have a checklist of life and they say, hey, look, everybody, I'm doing this right? Yeah, whatever. If you're copying everybody, whatever, right? Sure. See you in the next incarnation. Is this like being like a spiritual lifeguard? Sort of, but there's pieces of that, but also for those to redirect their lives, to make a U-turn or do something different. Not U-turn or not go back, but change things. Like, you might be making a U-turn, but you're also doing something else that's different. The idea is to take your life in a different direction. It might not be too significant physically. Well, your mind looks at things differently. Your frequency looks at things differently. Just you're not feeling like you're part of the system anymore. Let's put it that way. You might be still part of the matrix, but you're not as much anymore. You're NPCing yourself. You're just kind of just letting the NPC die. Of course, you have to have some aspect of it to function here. You have to access some of it just the way it is. Just it's the zombie reality that we're in. You don't have much choice there, but some just turn into a career. But so there's some of that. But if you feel like you're on a spiritual path, you are on that spiritual, astral path, soul growth path, whatever it might be. Like, well, obviously you're in the physical, you only see so much. Like, you might be making like drastic, like major changes and not noticing anything. It's all a frame of life. If you feel like you're in the right path, most likely you are. If you don't feel like, doesn't mean you're not. You probably are on the right path. You just don't like your current environment, whatever it is. It's a mundane reality that we're in. But the idea is for society to crack itself open, at least more individuals to just, like I say, not selling a religion or anything, but just what you're capable of, and being a clog in the machine. connected to the frequencies of reality, and just it's just adding a different color to your reality, a different point of view. Yeah, you go to the grocery store, you might see it differently. You might see it from another reality. Mundane things you might just see differently. Whoever it might be might feel a battleground that was there, might connect to ghost beings or wandering spirit beings, whoever. You might feel the aliens doing their thing. I mean, I do feel like tapping into them in general. I mean, they are concerned for us. They don't want us to go through. I mean, obviously, we gotta go through what we gotta go through, but they can't interfere in that level. I mean, they can't help to some, protecting us to some level, but we have to go through our life experiences. They can't, hold our hand energetically or things like that. So I wonder why these things are happening to you. Well, it's not just that you signed up for it, but it's also gonna be just whatever. Or you're living a life that's ass backwards. That's what I'm living. Yeah. Well, you're here, and obviously beings here are not too happy about it. What's going on here? You're going through your spiritual development. Obviously, there are beings here that are not pleased at all. Trickster beings trying to get you to self-sabotage and so on. Gets better and better, doesn't it? Yeah, welcome to your new reality. Cyberpunk prep sessions. Maybe. Scheduler. Shop here. Also, I got the new books coming out. That's an old one. Yeah, the new book will be coming out, and I don't know if I should put another link up here or not. Or it's easy to find, so the site's not so cluttered. Let's see. Yeah, I got a new children's book coming out. I haven't posted anything on it yet. I believe it'll have a pre-order thing. I'm gonna have 4 books. I just got tired of making that because I'm gonna make a black and white one. It's a little bit easier to access. So I got a large one. I think I don't have it here. Do I have it here? No. I don't have it. I don't have a sample of it yet. I might post on YouTube eventually. So eventually. So there's one children's book that's coming out, and then there'll be another one after that. So another one's gonna be interesting. Figuring that one out. So anyway, and it has to do all the spiritual. It is galactic. It does have some of that stuff in there. So it does pertain to spiritual growth. It's just in a kid's version of it. That's not teaching people about the aliens and holding somebody's hand, not doing that. This is a Palladian, this is a Syrian, yada yada. I don't do that crap. No. Anyway. So spiritual gambling and betting in the astral plane. Alright, we're going to the astral energies, what is best for alright, that's good. Feel our Orion energy there. There's a lot of stuff we're not supposed to know about ourselves, that's for damn sure. I mean, there are Orion beings that are here to control our society, and those that are here to help us. Just like anything else, it's like Ashtar Command. People don't like Ashtar Command, well, whatever. Just place is a mess. Welcome to Earth, where we're all crazy. Of course, some people like the angels, some people don't. And so on. Yeah, Yeshua has bad breath, and so on. I've heard that. That was the funniest one I've ever heard. What the fuck? Sure. Whatever we got. Okay. All right. Going to the astral realms and see what we got. Blessings. Greetings. This is astral consciousness for your highest good, or someone's highest good that wants to evolve out of the mundane. Or well, the mundane has a lot of. It's like riding a tricycle in the physical. It's just going back to basics. It's kind of like physical boot camp. Your reality. Going through those that are trapped here, and be surprised how many are just like this is their reality. As you can see, they're scared of death, and this reality is their home. Even if you might feel like it is purgatory, but some call hell a home. They have their house, they have their pools, they have whatever. They've literally made a home here, and they're going to reincarnate here. Like they don't see any other world, any other reality as their place. Now, some of them have been through wars and all of that. That's another reason. Some of them are sent to hell and don't feel like getting out anytime soon. So you're assisting those that are, yes, on a lost path. As for gambling, well, you say incarnating is kind of gambling. Am I going to survive this or not? Am I going to be split into a million pieces and regret every single day of this? So you say life is, coming into this world, or this reality, or whatever you might want to call it. So many different aspects of this creation. Some will call it one of the greatest failures of all existence. And you're just assisting those that call it home. Yes, it is a war territory, but not all of it. There are peaceful frequencies here. And that's why you are here to, heal the mundane, you can say. As for betting, yes, you have parents that bet out in a good way. Of course, some do bet against you. We have, parents from other realities and so on. Like betting for you to succeed. Obviously, others that are not so much on that. Now, what do they get is, it doesn't mean they get your soul. I mean, I guess you can have that somewhere. But for the most part, it's not that. But there are realities that does exist and so on. There are obviously demonic beings that they're betting on all the gambling, betting on the demonic realm. Obviously, they're doing what they can to pull you down to their level. And you're here to, not change them, but understand them and figure yourselves out. So, one of the reasons you come here to see what you are made of in all of this. What do you create out of it? You come into a world with kind of a clean slate, sort of. And it's like, what can you invent here? Whatever it might be. Or what do you bring to the table? A better family, you have kids, whatever. Obviously, not everyone's meant to have kids, but not everyone's meant to do everything, and so on. But the cards that you're dealt with, what do you do with it? Do you throw it back? At that, yes, there's a lot of that, for obvious reasons, because. And you are getting help, but you might not notice it. And yes, you have to go through the energy of others that are torturing themselves. And that can be very difficult. If you have family members, love interests, whatever. Those that are literally torturing themselves. Yes, that is a difficult, it's like you don't have to beat yourself down all the time. But some have to go through that and put themselves in a prison, throw away the key, and so on. So something that, it's not up to you to take them out of there. I mean, you can be there assisting them in that process, but it's for them to free themselves. So betting in astral is just, you can see it however you want. There's ups and downs to it all. But you're betting on yourself that you will win. I would think that would be what you want, but some do bet that there's some of that. They do bet against themselves. Doesn't mean we're promoting that. You'd be surprised how many do that though. Well, like yeah, the alien religions. Like I'll be fine, but if I get pulled into an alien religion, I'm screwed here. Because some do have like vulnerabilities with religions. Why do you think it's this? It's a vulnerability. It's like a savior mentality, whatever it might be. They have to go through. So they coast through life, passing, run into an alien religion, fail. Then you're put into the mind control systems and so on. So, and so on, or other addictions, whatever it might be. Some are, yes, addicted to certain, and that comes from previous lifetimes also. Yeah, of guilty incarnations. You can go through a guilt trip through previous incarnations, go from one guilty lifetime to another guilty lifetime to another guilty lifetime. Can you break yourself out of it? Yeah, you just stop feeling sorry for yourself, stop feeling guilty, and want something new. And but some are just punishing themselves once again. So, you'd be surprised how much some of you are doing work. With those that are doing so, the idea is to help others, and yourself, but others to not be trapped here forever, because you can be trapped in hell forever. Now, obviously, there's some positive sides to this reality. But obviously, there's a lot of trickster frequency. You see the heaviness from the sun, the heat of it has to do with human frequency. It's like the sun energy is actually, there's some good aspects to it, but also it's kind of pressuring. It's putting, it's kind of like the society is here, so you're sweating it out in hell, basically. But you decide it can heal the sun energy well to some level. Obviously, many need to go through their pain. Yeah, it's a spiritual or physical boot camp, whatever you might call it. Some of it's a torture chamber, and so on. But for yourselves, you broke out of the chains, but you're still helping others escape or find them. Of course, some of the escape that still get pulled back into the system. But you are assisting others to set themselves free. But still, they have free will. And so that's the gamble, you can say. So coming here, is it a gamble? Yes and no. It doesn't have to be seen as a negative. It's just you're gambling. Not that you're gambling on your life, but you are testing yourself. But also, there is some good that comes out of it, helping others figure themselves out on any level. And your animals are assisting. Goldfish can help. You'd be surprised. But there are, before we go, also, there are humans here that are kind of octopus beings. Now, some can be good with that, and others can be possessive. Like their octopus arms grab onto somebody, don't let go, and things like that. So there's a lot of that. And some do it to themselves. They pull themselves down, so it's difficult for them to be free. So this is